everyone, welcome to my channel, According to Zehra, where all opinions expressed are according to Zehra. Me. Today I bring to you the mid-year book Freakout tech. Meaning we're reaching the middle of the year, and it's time to kind of reconsider what's going on with all of the reading goals and reading resolutions that were set in January. Now this year, admittedly, my goal has ambitiously been to read 100 books cover to cover. Have I ever done that before? No. But do I plan to do that this year? Yes. Am I on reading track? Am I on track to completing these goals? Absolutely not. I'm supposed to have read, at this point, 50 books in the year. I have read 26. I'm getting a 50% midterm for this semester of my reading resolution game plan. Do I still think I can read 100 books in the upcoming next few months? Yes, I actually really do. And I think that's mostly because I always tend to overestimate my skill set when I really should be underestimating it. Even though realistically and statistically speaking, there's a very small chance that I'll be able to finish this sort of reading goal. I still have faith, hope. I still think I can do it. And it's not defeat until I admit defeat. So I still believe. And I'm still going to try to finish 100 books. But other than my shortcomings, let's actually get into the questions of the book tag. It's linked down below wherever I pulled the questions from. So let's go. So the first question is, best book you read in 2021? And hands down for me, I think it has to be A Mind Spread Out on the Ground by 𝐥𝐿. So it's a collection of essays that really kind of form the narrative of a memoir by Indigenous writer 𝐥𝐿. And my God, she can write. I was listening to it on audiobook, and there were moments. Normally I listen to audiobooks when I'm doing like chores or different tasks that I don't have to really use a lot of my brain for. But there were moments where if I was folding clothes, I would just stop and listen to what she was saying because these essays were just so good. And the thing is, she mixes facts and research and actual science and statistics and studies with her actual experience, embodying how there are inequities in the system, and it's depicted by numbers but as well as her human experience. And it's just so powerful, so well written, so good. It literally does all things. It covers both sides of the coin. There's so much in the collection, her narration, her persuasion, her voice. You really see all of it. And if I were to choose one essay, I think my favorite one was 34 grams per dose. Definitely that is a must read. The second question is, best sequel you read in 2021? And honestly, I haven't had a best sequel yet. I haven't really read any sequels other than The Dark Prophecy, the second book in the Trials of Apollo, so I can't really say I have any best sequel as of yet. The third question is, a new release that you haven't read yet but want to. And for this, I think I'm gonna have to say The Anthropocene Reviewed. I love the podcast concept, and I really want to see John Green's nonfiction writing because this man has a lot of great ideas, and I really want to see how it kind of plays out in nonfiction. The fourth question is, most anticipated new release for the second half of the year. Now again, there are a few for this, but hands down, it has to be Jade Legacy by Fonda Lee. I am so excited to see how this series wraps up, and I am also very nervous at heart. But yeah, nothing but great things about this series. It's absolutely magnificent, absolutely mind-blowing. You get really sucked in. Characters are so well done. It's so expansive, and I am so nervous to see how it all wraps up. But I'm also very interested in Anthony Doerr's new upcoming book, 𝐥𝐿. It sounds so interesting. In all the light we cannot see, like as everybody says, it's absolutely magnificent. That book really just stuck with me. Even just thinking about it now, it just stirs up so many emotions and feelings to this day, even though I read it a few years ago now. And I'm just so excited for 𝐥𝐿 as well. From its description, it follows 5 characters who all live in different kind of time periods, and they're all connected to this one sort of ancient text. So we have like the past, the present, and the future, and I just am so interested to see how the storylines parallel, see some beautiful writing, ponder some amazing thoughts. I'm excited. Okay, number 5 is biggest disappointment of the year. Now, I'm not normally one to go in with high expectations when I'm reading, and I'm also very ruthlessly DNF books. If things disappoint me, I normally just DNF them right away. But for this, I do have a book, and it's The 4-Hour Workweek by Tim Ferriss. And it's a real pillar in the business world, and I have to say it was a true bummer that I just couldn't stand his voice in it. It was just so pretentious, and I just I couldn't stand him. His voice is just too antagonizing and drenched in like Princeton white privilege that I just found it too unapproachable for me, to be honest. But it's not too big of a deal. I have some amazing productivity YouTubers that can tell me what to do instead. Number 6 is biggest surprise of the year. And for this, I have to say, it was What I Talk About When I Talk About Running by Haruki Murakami. What exactly was surprising about this book? Well, it was that I really, almost actually consider running. It convinced me. Like, he did it. He actually convinced me that I could run a marathon. Like, he actually convinced me that maybe running like 5 kilometers a day is just something I should integrate into my lifestyle. Now, bear with me. I've always been, not the first kid out in beep test, but always the second kid. I would run just until I realized that one person was going to be sitting out. I would immediately follow them. I was always the second kid, waiting for the first person to drop, and then I would leave. Because I am not a runner at all. Like, absolutely at all. Like, I can't breathe while I'm running. I absolutely hate it. And nothing against people that run. Like, I admire them. Like, I want to be them. I've always found them so cool. But it's just never been something that I can do. But this man, Murakami, he convinced me. He made me think the thoughts that maybe I should wake up at 5 a.m. and go run 5K. What? Okay, number 7 is new favorite author. And for this, it has to be Chanel Miller. After reading Know My Name, just one thought kept blaring at me. Well, multiple thoughts for her. But one of the main thoughts was, this woman can write. Like, she wrote. Her writing, her sentence, her structures, her imagery, it was all so well done. Like, the world knows she can write, and if she were to write something else, anything else, a novel, I would absolutely read it. She's just an amazing woman and an amazing writer, so definitely one of my new favorites. Newest favorite fictional crush. Jason Grace. People say he's boring in comparison to Percy, but to me, he is the world. Like, Jason Grace is just my ideal type of spouse. Every quality that I look for in somebody, Jason Grace has. Noble, kind, intelligent, empathetic, a humble leader that also questions the rules. Someone people open up to, someone people look up to, someone people want to be friends with. A golden boy, a good boy, raised by wolves, tried to eat a stapler, can fly. And in that line of thought, newest favorite character, Nico. This is such soft, beautiful, cute little boy. I love him. I love Nico 𝐥𝐿, as do many, so no further explanation is really needed. Number 10, book that made you cry. Now, actually, many of the books I've read this year have actually accomplished this, but for this, I'm gonna say On Earth We're Briefly Gorgeous by Ocean Vuong. Everyone loves Ocean Vuong these days, and rightfully as they should, because this man, wow, like, absolutely phenomenal. On Earth We're Briefly Gorgeous was just such a mind-blowing piece of text, such beautiful prose and poetry, and definitely brought tears to my eyes in places that I didn't necessarily even need to cry. The writing was just that good. The next question is, book that made you happy, and for this, I'm gonna say The Hidden Oracle. I picked up the Trials of Apollo series as soon as I finished The Heroes of Olympus, and this book just made me so happy. It had so much fan service, so many cameos. Definitely The Hidden Oracle, and it was just so humorous. It was literally just a boost of serotonin into my veins. And the final question is, what books do you want to read before the end of the year? Now, there's many that I really want to, but I'm terrible at TBRs. I normally just like to read whatever I'm feeling in the moment. So me listing out a list of potential books that I'm going to read, unless I'm immediately reading them, it almost 10 out of 10 falls through. But however, I can give you a rapid fire list of books that I want to read at some point in my life. Most of these books are really well known, and I just haven't ever picked them up. But I desperately want to at some point in my reading career. Homegoing, Transcendent Kingdom, both by 𝐥𝐿, Remains of the Day, The Buried Giant, Anchor in the Sun by Kazuo Ishiguro, Blood Meridian, and No Country for Old Men by Cormac McCarthy, Kafka on the Shore by Murakami, The Glass Hotel by Emily St. John Mandel, 𝐭𝐿𝐴𝐿's Pendulum by Umberto Eco, Such a Fun Age by Kylie Reid, Parable of the Sower by Octavia Butler, The Unseen World by Liz Moore. That's in terms of fiction, and in terms of nonfiction, honestly, who knows? That's much more of a me pick and choosing whatever comes up in my audiobook library. Other than that, that's essentially the tag. I hope you enjoyed. Have you read any of these books? Do you plan on reading any of these books? Do you like any of these characters? What are your thoughts about the questions of this tag? Do you have anything to add? Leave it down below. Other than that though, I hope you're all getting better, doing better, and being better, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!